Chapter 2. I will stand upon my watch, and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, Write the vision, and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak, and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. Neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a daunting proverb against him, and say, Woe to him that increases that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. Shall they not rise up suddenly, that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them? Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, and of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house, by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. For the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer it. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, and establish a city with iniquity. Behold, is it not of the Lord of hosts that the people shall labor in the very fire, and the people shall weary themselves for very vanity? For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord, as the waters cover the sea. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth thy bottle to him, and makest him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness. Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. For the violence of Lebanon shall cover thee, and the spoil of beasts which made them afraid, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. What profiteth the graven images that the maker thereof hath graven it? The molten image that the teacher of lies, and a teacher of lies, that the maker of his work trusteth therein to make dumb idols. Woe unto him that saith to the wood, Awake! To the dumb stone, Arise! It shall teach. Behold, it is laid over with gold and silver, and there is no breath at all in the midst of it. The Lord is in his holy temple. Let all the earth keep silence before him. The primary emphasis of this chapter appears to be that the Lord answers Habakkuk's question with some instruction. And he tells him two things. First is the most important thing. The first thing that he really gets the answer to is that the just shall live by his faith. In other words, faith in the Lord. And in large measure, although we might not like to see bad things happen to good people, that's less important than the actual physical thing that happens. He lets Habakkuk understand that as far as he is concerned, the Lord is concerned, there is a major difference between the unrighteousness of the Chaldeans and the wickedness, and supposed to exist righteousness of the Jews. That the Chaldeans are arrogant, warlike, vicious, mean, glorying in blood. They don't have the gospel. And their entire civilization will flower and die in what is in time, space, and instant. If the Jews repented and lived as they were supposed to, their culture and their people would last forever. Now, the standards by which each of them grew and developed were totally different. And so although Habakkuk could look and say these people are morally corrupt, these people are worse than the Jews, the answer is yes. But given where they came from and how they grew up, were they in reality any less than the Jews who grew up with the gospel available to them, prophets calling on them all the time, which had not happened in the time of the Chaldeans or to the Chaldeans, who had none of those Chaldeans, had none of those teachings, none of the prophets, none of anything. Who was really the least righteous? The Lord just putting this out so Habakkuk can realize that, yeah, the Chaldeans are wicked people. But the Lord is also pointing out just how bad the Jews are. That they have no moral integrity. That they don't tell the truth. They do not respect the poor. They do not do all the other things that they're supposed to do. And so the Lord feels perfectly free to use the Chaldeans, who are morally corrupt and wicked, but who in actual fact, considering the way they came up and where they came from and what their background was and what their teaching was, are no more wicked than the Hebrews are. Habakkuk's getting an education here. And it's not just how you look at things, it's how you judge things. And mankind judges differently than the Lord judges.